My name's Rob Jonge. I put out thousands of flyers as well. I've got a truck. So I just want to read you a text message that I got 2 days ago. Okay? It says, I'm Georgie Jones. I'm 11 years old. I go to Onkaparinga Primary School. I live in Sandhurst Avenue, Norloga Downs. I have 3 siblings, two younger ones and an older one. I love arts, craft, and I'm exuberant, or something, excellence, right, at my school studies. I'm planning to be a doctor. When I graduate from university and give back to my community, as I was reading your flyer, I was wondering what would you do to give back to the local community here in Sandworth Avenue. For example, my dad and I were walking along at the bottom of the street. My dad was explaining the park had not been upgraded since 1996. The only thing that's changed is the same metal slide, she wrote mental, right, slide, has been painted green. Then I noticed that there was trolleys, broken glass, bottles, weeds, old torn and cut clothes, and a couple of months back the park was actually set on fire. There is about 15 or more kids on the same street, and we'd love to go out there and play in our community land, something that we can be proud of. I dislike that there are so many parks in other areas being built up and have millions and millions of dollars spent on them, but they have $1 spent on my park down the road. We live in a beautiful Onkaparinga walking track that could be connected to the bottom of the park. If there was planning, instead of all the rubbish on the dirt track, there is much junk out there which is outrageous. You could also make our park space wonderful, build new tracks to connect our park so we can cross the road on the river safely. You could also put a barbecue there so that you can have picnic spaces and things like that. Ask the kids that live in my area what would be proud to have as a nice playground. Why can't we have a beautiful park? What will you do to fix up my community parks in Norloga Downs? What can we be proud of? 11 years old. What will you promise to make my mum and dad vote for you? And she says, and if you don't win, she says, sir, will you just forget about me? And the answer is no, I won't, actually. I've used all my dad's emails to understand about cyber safety. Thank you, Georgie Jones. That's all I want to say, really, at the end of the day. That's the reason why I'm running, because, you know, we're about the council, we're about the parks, and I've door knocked heaps too. And I don't hear anyone, sorry to say, about rates being lower or higher at all. They talk about 3 main things, if I want to continue on. They talk about the train to Aldinga. They go on about it all the time. They talk about the commercial road getting there, stuck in their traffic, which is a state issue. And they talk about Witten Bluff. They want to have a nice walking path. Everything from people in Clarendon or all out there, it's all going to be paid through here. Now, they're all state issues, which is an issue as well. And then they go on about parks and concrete and potholes. And when you go to see them, and, you know, I was a councillor in 2006, Bill, right? And that's what they want to do. They want to talk about parks. I used to go and see them all, and I enjoyed it. I loved it.
1 minute to go.
Yeah, that's right. I loved being a councillor. I loved being a councillor, and I would have gone and been a councillor again. But unfortunately, there's been a few things recently in the last, 6 or 7 years that haven't been right. So I thought, why don't I put my hand up and run for mayor as a 50-year-old male mayor? That's why I'm doing it.
Excellent.
Okay?